Jacob's life is one of struggle, transformation, and divine purpose. From his birth as a deceiver to his encounter with God at Bethel and his eventual transformation into Israel, Jacob's journey mirrors the struggles of faith many Christians face today. His life serves as a reminder that God's plan often unfolds through trials, mistakes, and ultimately, redemption. In this documentary-style narrative, we explore Jacob's story and how it teaches us about faith, perseverance, grace, and the transformational power of God. Jacob was born grasping the heel of his twin brother, Esau, foreshadowing the lifelong struggle between them. His name means supplanter or deceiver, a title that would characterize much of his early life. As Christians, this represents our sinful nature before encountering God's grace. Just as Jacob tricked Esau out of his birthright and later deceived Isaac for the blessing, many people attempt to take shortcuts in life, relying on human schemes rather than divine guidance. Yet Jacob's story assures us that God can redeem even the most flawed individuals. After deceiving his father and brother, Jacob fled to his uncle Laban's house. Along the way, he had a life-changing vision at Bethel, where he saw a ladder reaching to heaven with angels ascending and descending. God promised to be with him and bless him, despite his flaws. This moment marked the beginning of Jacob's spiritual awakening. For Christians, Bethel represents the moment we realize that God is with us, despite our past mistakes. It is an encounter that changes our direction, reminding us that divine purpose outweighs human failure. In Haran, Jacob met his match in Laban, who tricked him into marrying Leah instead of Rachel. He worked for years to earn Rachel's hand, experiencing firsthand the pain of deception. This was a lesson in humility and endurance. Christians often face situations where they reap what they have sown, learning that God disciplines those he loves. Jacob's perseverance teaches us the importance of trusting God even when life seems unfair, knowing that his plans are greater than our understanding. Jacob's most defining moment came when he wrestled with a mysterious man, later revealed to be God himself. This struggle lasted all night, symbolizing his lifelong resistance to fully surrendering to God. At daybreak, God changed his name to Israel, meaning one who struggles with God. This transformation represents the Christian journey from self-reliance to complete dependence on God. Just as Jacob was permanently marked with a limp, Christians are often changed by their encounters with God, walking differently in faith. After years of separation, Jacob prepared to meet Esau, fearing retaliation. Instead, Esau welcomed him with open arms, showcasing the power of forgiveness. This moment echoes Jesus' teachings on reconciliation and grace. No matter how broken our relationships may be, God calls us to seek peace and restore what has been lost. Just as Esau embraced Jacob, God welcomes his children back with love, reminding us of the parable of the prodigal son. Jacob's family life was far from perfect. His favoritism toward Joseph led to deep divisions among his sons, resulting in Joseph's betrayal by his own brothers. This teaches Christians the consequences of unchecked favoritism and the importance of godly leadership within families. Yet even in the midst of these struggles, God's plan prevailed. Joseph's journey to power in Egypt and his eventual reconciliation with his brothers highlight how God can turn even the most painful situations into blessings. As Jacob neared the end of his life, he blessed his children, speaking prophetic words over them. Despite his earlier failures, he had grown into a man of faith who trusted God's promises. Christians can learn from Jacob's journey that no matter our past, God can use us to bless others if we walk in obedience. His final years were marked by wisdom, showing that faith is a lifelong journey of growth and transformation. Jacob's life illustrates the transformative power of God's grace. He started as a deceiver but ended as a patriarch of the 12 tribes of Israel. His journey teaches us that our identity in Christ is not based on our past but on God's calling. Just as Jacob was renamed Israel, Christians are given a new identity through Jesus Christ. This transformation is at the heart of the gospel. Jacob's life is filled with spiritual lessons. 1. God's grace is greater than our failures. Jacob made many mistakes, yet God never abandoned him. This teaches Christians that salvation is by grace, not works. 2. Perseverance in trials leads to growth. Jacob's struggles refined his character, just as trials strengthen Christian faith. 3. God is faithful to his promises. Despite Jacob's flaws, God fulfilled his promises. Christians can trust that God will remain faithful in their lives. 4. Reconciliation and forgiveness. Our key, Jacob and Esau's reunion, highlights the importance of forgiveness in the Christian life. 5. God transforms us for his purpose. Just as Jacob became Israel, Christians are transformed by God's love and calling. Jacob's journey is a powerful reminder that faith is a process. He was not perfect, yet God used him mightily. His story mirrors the Christian walk, filled with struggles, mistakes, and moments of divine encounter. As believers, we are called to wrestle with God, seek his will, and trust in his plan. Just as Jacob's journey ended in faith and blessing, so too can ours if we walk faithfully with the Lord. His story invites every Christian to reflect on their own journey and embrace the transformation God offers through Christ.